is Vijay from CLAT 100 and I just appeared for SLAT 1 2023. This examination was very different from how it was last year. First of all, I would want you to be reminded of one thing. 2 months back, I took a session on SLAT and I had told you that please do not make any decision on the basis of just the last year's test. Because many idiots have told you that there would be only current affairs in the general knowledge section of SLAT. There were as many as 4 questions based on static general knowledge. In that particular video, I had asked all of you to please keep one thing in mind, that traditionally SLAT has asked questions from static general knowledge also, and of the 12 questions asked today in the general knowledge section, there were as many as 4 on static general knowledge. That is thing number 1. Thing number 2, when it comes to the English section of this test, there were 4 passages of 3 questions each. Alright, there was 1 passage on Asma Jahangir, the great Asma Jahangir. I hope you remember. Out of 3 questions on Asma Jahangir, there were 2 about which there was absolutely no clue given in the passage. So do not get surprised. Do not get surprised at all, and do not keep thinking about that where did you go wrong in those 2 questions. Alright, when it comes to the analytical reasoning section, so I do not know why do they call it analytical reasoning. I have told you earlier also that even Symbiosis people do not know how analytical is their logical section and how logical is their analytical section. Analytical section was actually quantitative aptitude section, because most of the questions were on quantitative aptitude. Alright, and we had given you lots of sets to be done on so-called analytical reasoning of SLAT. Alright, and when it comes to logical reasoning, it was simple. Legal reasoning also had, the so-called legal reasoning section also had certain questions on static legal knowledge, like they asked you about a particular case, isn't that? Now, overall, I believe that nothing less than a score of 50 can be considered good, because this was a simple test. At times it happens in SLAT that you struggle against time. This was not one of those tests in which anyone would have struggled for time. Alright, at a very steady pace you could do, or anyone could do the entire test in probably 55 minutes. Alright, 56 minutes, 57 minutes, still everyone would have been left with 3 to 4 minutes. Please keep that in mind. So, test was simple. In comparison with SLAT 2022, I would say that it was much easier. So, cutoff should go high. Alright. Now, in fact, in 5 minutes or 10 minutes from now, we shall take a session from here only on the general knowledge section of SLAT. Alright. All the best.